Yeah. All right. So yeah, what's good with it, Pack fam? This your boy, Mr. Check My Resume. Y'all know what it is. It's the 0 day expiration, zero DTE. I know in some places they call it lottos, but you know that ain't what we do around here. Right now we about to get into these setups and take a look at what opportunities we got. We have for tomorrow. And if I always want to put the disclaimer out there, if there's anybody that's new to trading or new to the strat, or just hey, I'm 0 days ain't my thing. It's okay. You don't have to. You don't feel obligated to take these trades tomorrow or anything like that. You can use this opportunity to kind of learn and kind of understand the thinking of myself as well as other members here in the pack. And so we've taken this class to really give ourselves an opportunity to take advantage of these high, potential high volatility trades. And so I think just with my thought process being as risky of trades as they are, I want us to be able to go through a process to find the right plays. If we're going to do it, we need to do it in a manner that is conducive to us being successful. And so that's what this is about. We want to be able to go and assess things and learn. I mean, we don't have to have the answers all the time. And honestly, I think from my perspective, I like it where it's just a constant state of learning. So anyway, don't feel obligated to take these trades. If you are not comfortable, that's totally fine. Use it as a learning opportunity. And we're gonna do what we do. And don't forget, tomorrow is Bring a Friend Friday. So if you got anybody interested in trading or just want to come see what we do, hey, that's just the time. And yeah, they can come in and hang out with us tomorrow and see how we get down in the pack. Typically Fridays are very fun days for us. So getting into the call for today, we're going to get into some setups. Typically, my typical first step, I like to go into looking into some scans. And so you'll get to see my process for evaluating these stocks and kind of, the initial steps of that, because we don't have time to go through the entire process, but we get through the point of kind of evaluating these tickers and potentials on those for tomorrow. So one of the major setups that I like to look at is the inside 4-hour setups for my 0 day trades. That can vary. Sometimes it could be a daily entry or whatever, but I typically start there and then kind of work my way around to see, what else potentially we could take advantage of. So, and then just a slight change from what we normally do. These are going to be interactive. So like if you got a ticker or anything, drop it in the chat. We'll definitely take a look at it. But then also expect, I want you guys to kind of, talk about what you're thinking, what you're seeing with the setup, and then we'll kind of break it down from there. So I want these to be interactive going forward. So I'm gonna run a quick scan here and take a look at the inside 4-hour scan and see what we got on here. See if there's something enticing for us. I actually did not get to trade today, so I didn't see how we closed. So this will be a little interesting for me. So we got about 164 tickers here setting up with inside 4-hour setups. It looks as though looks like there's a good bit of energy on here as well. So we're gonna take a look at these tickers, or at least some of these. We're not gonna go through each one of them, but we're gonna take a look and see what we've got. Yeah. Okay, I see Oxy. So first one on the list that first one we're taking a look at here is Oxy. We see how it broke through that weekly broad formation, pull back to looks like a weekly here, and is well, it didn't even pull all the way back to the BF. So It's just sitting right there. Looks like we have potential for this one to kind of continue tomorrow. We'll see how futures is looking as well. But yeah, this one looks decent. We got entry here on the 4 hour for energy 312 here above 68.47. And so that'll be your entry point for Chicago setup on the 4 hour. We are 2 down on the week. Excuse me. It looks like we came and got bought up really quickly. And so we're 2 up on the month, but we're below that trigger point. So, you know, so just be mindful of that. So that's Oxy inside 4 hour trigger above 68.44. And again, drop your tickets in the chat if there's something you want me to take a look at. And you know, I wasn't trading today, so y'all let me know something. What y'all seeing out there in these streets. We got DWAC end of the day at 14%. We got Ubone index. Ubo here, outside day. I'm gonna leave that alone. 212. Okay. Index doesn't look too bad. I don't have enough BFs on it though, so I need to take a closer look. But we have this inside 4 hour setup. Doesn't look like the afternoon sold off much on this one. Let's see. So we're looking at the Chicago here on the 4 hour. We're looking at an entry here above 21.65. It's about 37 cents away. I'm sorry. yeah, 37 cents. So 21.65 entry point on that one for, and we get 2 up continuation on the day here above 21.79. This one would need a 2.5% move essentially. Let's keep going. Yeah, AMAT and Halliburton. Got AMAT sitting here. I ain't played this in a long time. But you got AMAT right off, reversal right off the Broadening formation. This one looks like a textbook strap move to the upside. Looks like we've got volume shift here. We got a volume shift that is, what is this, 82.84. So the volume shelf there is at 82.84. You could see some sell orders there, but it looks like there's another volume gap above it. That may not be for tomorrow, but looks like there may be some continued movement potentially on this one. It may go try to test it to this next BF level here on AMAT overall. But I think for tomorrow, though, you may have a good opportunity to go test the top side of this volume shelf here. It was 82.83. So AMAT doesn't look bad. Obviously, being tech oriented, you're gonna need to see SPY with some strong, giving us some strong moves to the upside tomorrow. Keeps doing like it did today. It will. Chicago. Excuse me. We'll take a flyer on it, check it out. We looked at Oxy. We take a look at Halliburton as well, but I don't want to get too sector heavy. keep it a little bit balanced, but Halliburton looks strong. Strong. So I'd like to see. Said what broad information? And so looking at 312 here, I am not bearish at all, but I'm looking at if you were to play Halliburton, you need to take an entry here on the 4 hour above $31.34. That right there, we have to take a look and see where we're at on the volume shift, but there could be potential for this one to go tomorrow. Need to evaluate some contracts, analyze some contracts on that one. But it pulled down afternoon session. It's like create a little bit of a wick on the top side. So this one's got to figure itself out in the morning for you to get the trigger point. But if you were thinking upside, which is kind of like more my thought as well, you'd be looking for a continuation above $31.34 on the 4 hour. And if I don't know why you would, but I mean the downside entry is at 3102, but you've got that yearly level BF right there just below it. So not sure if it's worth the juice. I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze on that one to the downside anyway. Intel DVN. It's a lot of energy on here. That's the sign. And Intel, even though Intel isn't one that we typically will play for a 0 day, we need something with a little more volatility. And look, that'd be the one that has the bullish hammer on the 4 hour too. So we are looking at another Chicago here on the 4 hour on Intel. It's definitely bullish. Bullish for a little while anyway. 2649. Two up on the day already. It's been just steadily going down now. Hold on. All right. So moving into the next one, I would suspect DVN would be very similar to Halliburton Oxy. And man, what a recovery this week. DVN went all into the broad information. DVN, we'll let it be. All right, we got Delta, NVIDIA. Damn, it's just chips and oil so far. Delta, MU. Check out Delta. So Delta, 2 up on the day, 322. Reversal happened last week. It's like we hit point of control, came back through it. And it's like we got to this broad information. It's kind of held right there. So, okay, Delta. But you do have a Chicago if we do get bullish this tomorrow. You could see Delta pushing up. Obviously, it's going to be market dependent. Not particularly a stock I'm, looking to play too strongly, but I think like with the price action where it is on a lot of these stocks and just the market in general, we could see some more continuation tomorrow. So this will be one just to keep your eye on. But I mean, there's some other options as well that probably have better setups. Let's see here. NVIDIA. And we're just gonna get into the chat, see what y'all looking at. Man, I want to hear y'all. Y'all quiet right now. All right, so NVIDIA. It has an inside 4-hour. I'm not real enthused about it, but if chips do continue tomorrow, then look for this one to come up. Had a hell of a morning though. Let's see what the chat talking about. Oh shoot. Okay, let me turn this light on, Dwayne. I ain't even got my camera on no more. But... come back on when my burrito's done. Yeah, I'm darkness, Dwayne. All right, let's see what's in the chat, y'all. What y'all looking at?
Yeah, ignore that Halle I had the same. As soon as you said drop in the chat, that was the first one that came to mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that? I seen the video from Miller Millions. Yeah, so just to kind of dive into NVIDIA a little more, we do see, the inside day was barely green. In the 2-down week, we know what happened with the price action, particularly this morning, and so the question begs: do we get continued movement up tomorrow, or was that just a pump fake us out and then gap us down tomorrow type thing? So that's always the question. I mean, I think from my perspective, in my opinion, I'd expect us to have continuation tomorrow to the upside, but you never know. We're not. What I'm looking at now is that we're close to broadening formations, but we're not there yet. So I think we have potential to keep going up. So if that is the case and that theoretical plays out, then I see this upside move on NVIDIA above that 120.55. Question is it going to start out like up, down, whatever? But I think, if we do have continuation in the market tomorrow, NVIDIA is going to be one to benefit from that. Direct correlation to SPY. So that's one of those you can just, if futures is down or up, you'll know very quickly what NVIDIA is going to do. So MO, this thing right here, smoking, boy. Ain't no entries on MO. It's just gotta hope for a TTO during the intraday. That's the only thing you can get in on that. Everything else, this thing is out of there. That thing is out of there. Sheesh. She gone. You in that chat? See if you in there.
Yeah, I'm in already.
Okay, bet. Oh yeah, you cooking with grease then. Good. All right, Alex, y'all picking that good stuff too. We got this SPY on here. SPY, that's continuation. I mean, I look for more continuation on the day. What I'm looking at is this monthly broadening formation just above this 370 level. However, we do have a gap to fill. Once we get past, what is this, 369.37, there's a gap to the upside, at least on the 4-hour. But on the day, there may be some leakage. Yeah. So I feel like there may be opportunity for this thing to kind of push through this broadening formation, maybe make it to the next one. But yeah, I'm looking at this broadening formation about this 371, about this like 371.70, something like that. That's what I'll be watching out for as a key level to the upside on SPY. But yeah, I think it's going to be a continuation tomorrow.
Okay, I got a question. This Alex resume.
Yeah.
So just looking at that, I kind of got the same levels that you got too, but also going back to September around like the 26, 27, I got I got a 50%. The first 50% on one of the days was 365.60, which it just closed over today, right? But I got another one above that that's 366.62. And then I got a daily broad information from a 3 candle that's at 372. So again, it's pretty much the same level. So do you see it probably bumping its head on one of those 50% levels, like the 366.62 level? Or do you feel it could potentially blow past that?
Which one is stronger?
It honestly looks like the 366.62.
Where are we at right now? I mean, that may be a low. We might blow through that in one.
Yeah. Because I was wondering, because of the amount of strength from today, if it could potentially gap up above that, you know what I'm saying? And then,
well, that was another thing, because sometimes the price will just jump over them BS. They just gap clean over it, or the gap right into it, one of the two. But so yeah, I'm bullish right now as far as like going into tomorrow.
okay,
Even if we were to open inside and gap down a little bit, I still would be bullish. I like gap downs better than gap ups anyway, when it's bullish.
right, okay,
Gap ups gotta retrace. You know what I mean?
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, a lot of times the gap downs, they just gap down into a pool of liquidity and then get bought up.
Gotcha.
So
Okay, appreciate it.
oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, I'm definitely bullish. Sure. Yeah. Strat liking. Yeah. Banks again tomorrow. Look like everybody got the juice mind. Hey. But yeah, it look like this one is 2 up tomorrow. There are no entries though. Not this week anyway. It's like yeah. It's gonna keep pushing up. It looks like it's in a volume gap. Yeah, it's kind of a volume gap, but yeah, I think you'll probably get back to this next broad information, probably to the weekly, which is this yellow line. So my blue is the month, and the yellow is the week, and the green is the quarter. So yeah, I could see it getting back to that yellow broad information where the week is. Seems to be some orders in that level. So yeah, XLF seems a bit interesting in the sense of it's got a little bit of upside movement to it, but I would be interested to see what it does when it gets above $32. Once it starts getting in there, I want to see how it behaves. But I think it'll probably get to that $32. Maybe tomorrow, shoot. That thing will move today. Not sure if the whole sector, because I haven't been looking, but I know like they had the Goldman Sachs news today, yeah, stuff like that with Apple and all that. So they might have did some catalyzing. Yeah, banks just went stupid. They went nuts today. All right. So MU inside 4, outside week already. Outside day to day, Motor City Madness. Look at that, 313. Whew. They chopping it up. Don't get caught up in the chop. That's what that is right there. That is like chop. Okay. Y'all know how I feel about those 3 ups. This one looked like it already had its retracement though. So maybe the selling stops right there and it continues up. We reversed last week on MU, outside week this week, just very choppy. Price is trending up slightly, but it still doesn't know what it wants to do. But again, this is another chip related stock. So what we're seeing is like sector continuity. So again, if the market's bullish, this could be a sector showing signs. So just be mindful of that one. I don't know if I like that one better than Intel or some of the others. So next one here we're gonna take a look at is Christian Malik's charge point. And y'all can hop in, man. If it's the ticker you want to look at, man, talk to me. Let me know something. But yeah, on charge point, looks like we broke through that weekly broadening formation. Or looks like we've been testing below it. And so we just did the same thing today and it came right back up. It just looks like it's resting here on this weekly BF. Continuity is not good if you're looking upside. But yeah, I mean, it just looks today with the 2 down hammer is very strong. So may potentially see a 1-2-2 to the upside tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm too, feeling got the warm and fuzzies about it. I don't like the continuity on that one. But I think today's strong day and the 2 down hammer is something that you can like, it could flip, it could flip everything very quickly. So, but right now, our continuity, 2 down on the month, 2 down on the week, and they're red. Continuity is the opposite way. So that's the one thing to caution yourself on if you want to take that trade opposite of continuity. I don't know if I have enough trust on it to push down tomorrow per se. Looks like buyers liked it at this level. So if I was looking at it on any direction, I would be like more so upside than downside anyway. So yeah, I mean, it's just looking at it from the standpoint of you got to think of the rationale of playing that versus some other setup that may have a potentially better outlook on it, like continuity, broadening formations. And this was not in a bad spot at all when it comes to broadening formations. But when you take all of those factors into account with the different tickers we look through, where does this one sit in comparison to some of the others? And so that's the judgment call you have to make. You know what I mean? We don't tell you exactly what to play. We give our recommendations of what we would, what we like. But so in the case of this one, it's at the bottom of a broadening formation. We talk about this all the time. These reversals off of these major broadening formations, they pretty much money. The challenge is typically we're trying to trade into continuity. So the question would be is, do we believe like this one's going to give us the juice for tomorrow? And so that's why I kind of lean more towards continuity on the other time frame. So that's where the conflict comes in for me mentally, because I'm like, oh, I see the day and I see the 4-hour setups, but then when I look at the macros, it's like red. So I kind of have like a conflicted point of view. So that's kind of where I'm at with that one. And when I'm undecided or indecisive like that, I just kind of let it be. Yeah. That's just my thought. Like you may have a better, because if you play it often and you have more of an understanding of what's going on with the company, then you'll have a leg up on something that I don't know about. You know what I mean? So can't just go solely off what I say either.
Resume, check FedEx for me.
Okay, bet.
Yeah.
I'll put it up there next. So we got AMD right here. We got an inside right on top of the broadening formation. Let's see if it closed on top. Where did it close? Oh, it closed above. Closed above the BF. We got these next level BFs right up here. Intriguing spot. I think we have potential though to break through that broadening formation. AMD doesn't look half bad. That inside candle just sitting there like that. Are you gonna consolidate some more or are you gonna go? Let's take a look at FedEx. So yeah, with AMD, obviously it's just a sector thing right now with the chips. They either all gonna go off tomorrow or they gonna pump fake everybody. It's kind of my thought. You know, if SPY, it's just they just depended on SPY. That's really what it's about. If SPY shows out tomorrow and it shows a little thigh meat, then they gonna go. But if SPY acting stuck up, then it ain't gonna happen. That's my take on all the chips. MU, Intel, Nvidia, AMD, all of them. So if you get a clean assessment on SPY, then that in turn is going to give you an assessment on these bad boys. They in SPY hip pocket right now. FedEx. FedEx hit that point of control today. Didn't give us too much wick, bro. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm trying to measure how much to it gets to that volume gap. Because they ain't got no choice but to go then.
Right.
But
Oh, you talking about that weekly volume gap?
mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's juicy. You see that? Yeah, once it gets over that monthly, that quarterly, I mean, you're gonna be cooking. I think of where you're gonna be placed at in price. You might get held up for a week or two because of the broadening formations at that level.
Okay.
But who's to say that there's orders there? You know what I mean? So could be a situation where like it behaves like a normal volume gap does and it just shoots through that BF.
Yeah.
It's like it did when it made that downside move.
Right. Yeah, it's a watcher right here just to see how it's reacting. Yeah.
It's creeping too. It'll be creeping in like 2 weeks from now. You be like, dang, what is that?
Right.
Whole month. Like, why hasn't did a reversal under? I know. Man, hell of a week. Catch up this week. PMG made a shooter the other day back into the Browning formation. So we should get some push up tomorrow. It may still create like that. It may do like an outside candle tomorrow. But yeah, it looks good to the upside to me. Even with the shooter right there. Unless the market just does something crazy. I think it was just a strong sell-off this afternoon. Looks like y'all would know better than me. I wasn't around in the afternoon. But yeah, that's what it looks like to me. JP Morgan got earnings, Renell. Okay. All right. But 312 Chicago. I mean, you know how I feel about the broadening formations. I just think right here at this level, you know, when it breaks through, price is going to break through the broadening formation, and then it's going to price. This is just for everybody in the audience. Swing trades, day trades, scalps, whatever. When price breaks through a broadening formation, it's even higher than 9 out of 10. But it's almost a certainty. There are exceptions to everything, but there's almost a certainty that it's going to go back and retest that broadening formation. So if it breaks through to the upside, you can believe you're going to get a retracement back to the BF to retest it. And the idea would be that when it does retest, there'll be orders there to buy it back up. And so same thing is the inverse to the downside. And so just understanding that thought process, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I feel like, hey, it just broke through this monthly broadening formation. I don't see it going right back through the next day. So yeah, I see it right here getting held up and continuing this trajectory to the upside. It looks hell of a week on that candle. Now the other idea is it rejects right here and it gave you like a little 1 week run. So that's the other thought is like, all right, it did what it did, try to bait people in, and then it's just gonna reverse down.
Yeah.
So those are two competing thoughts with that one. I think again, the sector strength is very indicative of what it's gonna do. All right. Renell, take a look at JPM. I did take a glance at it earlier, but there's technically no entry. Yeah, there's no entry on JPM, but it does look strong. It has earnings as well. They're in the morning, I would imagine. So yeah, if you're not in already, it may not do you any good. But yeah, I mean, all you're looking for is continuation and maybe a TTO to get back in at some point, or to get in if you're not in. Yep.
Hey, resume, can we do crowd?
Oh, yep. That was the next one on the list too, brother. Yes, sir. So crowd, that's crazy right here. So looks like crowd was affected pretty strongly in the afternoon selling in comparison to some of the others that I've seen. So I think for this one, you see the potential setup of the rev strap back down below 152.17. I think you could target to this broadening formation like around 148 or something like that. And, that's not a bad move. I think the thing you got to think about here is the 50% level on this one, on this previous candle from this morning. If that's going to be of concern to you or whatever, just mark off the level and, use that level as a benchmark to see how much contracts can be and stuff like that. But yeah, this one looks like it could go back and retest this broad information to the downside, particularly if SPY does not show a strength tomorrow. That one will for sure do that. And then if SPY happens to go up tomorrow, it could be a situation where it was an inside day or but yeah, this one doesn't look like it has much strength to it. Even though it had a strong morning, in comparison to the other stuff I've been seeing, this one doesn't look too strong. This one looks weak. What you thinking, Dane? It came back to that broadening formation, so it did like it was supposed to do, but yeah,
I like the daily reversal that it might set up just because it got some pivots to take out, but it's not like to me, I don't think it's a high probability 0 day, but it's the daily reversal is what I was looking at, but you are correct. I didn't like how that 4 hour closed at all. It didn't close with strength at all.
So yeah, so then with the upside thought, because we want to talk the same language on it. I think the one of the key factors, and you already know this though, but this was going to be dependent on what futures and the rest of QQ and the rest of them were doing. So I think those will be kind of your indicators, if you want to use that term, for tomorrow for upside move on this one. But it'll pay. And it showed the strength on the day chart. I like the day better than the 4 hour.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean? Like they like, okay, might do something.
yeah.
So that's what I'll be looking for. Even if it did push down to the broadening formation tomorrow, you might be able to catch a reversal back to the upside. Especially,
Exactly.
the market just kind of acts funny and pushes
Yeah,
down
yeah,
and then goes off.
yeah, exactly. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, that's what we're gonna see. Like I said, it's not the best looking setup, but it's just one I was looking at. It had my entries because crowd can move, and I was like,
Hell
you know,
yeah.
if SPY was to keep going what it's doing, you know, crowd could easily probably get back to, you know, at least like 155, 157, 160. So
Yeah, I'm thinking that second pivot,
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what
okay,
that was would have been my
like that
target.
160.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, resume.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, if I'm just looking with the bullish mindset, then yeah, I'm looking at this weekly rev off the BF. I would imagine the first target is immediately going to get taken out, and then I'm pushing up to the second pivot conservatively, which is that 160.50 level. And then at that point, if you get that much movement on it, then you may want to consider rolling that bad boy. You turn the week back green at 171, so you do still have work to do, but at least for a day trade, you could knock out that second pivot, I think, with the upside move. So yeah. Futures 3,700. Okay. I'm getting there. Futures going. Okay. That's all the tickets y'all got. Y'all ain't got no tickets tonight. Y'all came light. I'm just getting warmed up. Yeah, let's see what we got in here then. See what we got on the list. Let's go. See what this coat talking about. Again, yeah, off the major broadening formation. We're seeing that theme a lot today. So just like crowd, actually this one right here actually showing more strength. Obviously you can see from the second 4 hour the afternoon session, it just kept doing what it wanted to do. I think Coke at this level is a buy and strong as hell off this monthly BF. The sector as well, showing a little strength. So again, it's one of those things. I think the price point, I think buyers will like it here, 55.87, or just this range. But again, just all depends on what SPY does with this one too. But yeah, the market stays strong. I like this one as well. But there ain't no entries. Maybe next week. It's like you can get in next week. Ain't no entries this week. Got the outside day. There's a lot of strength today. Yeah. All right. Man. Y'all had more tickets than this. I was so surprised. You come. It's another chip-related tech stock inside 4, just like the others. Again, we get the market pushed to the upside. Like all of these kind of look similar to me. So I'm not seeing any differentiation between these different individuals that I'm seeing. And it's kind of all coming from the same subsector. It's beautiful though. It's coming off a major broadening formation quarterly and a weekly. It's so it did reverse off an area that I would like to see it reverse off of. So the question is, are we still bullish even more to the upside? So on this one, just looking at the bullish sense, looking at a 312 above 113.58. And it looks like there's a daily BF here about 115.89. So that's a $2 move, not much. But then there's a quarterly BF at about 118, which might be a little ambitious. But so you might want to target that the smaller broader formation first. See if there's any weakness at that point, and if there is, you may want to just go ahead and exit that. But short move, you can get a few points off of that move. So that is QCOM. Moderna. Right. Turn on inside 4 hour. I need to add some BFs. Inside 4, sell off was it extreme. So this chart is crazy. It's still inside on the month. Moderna's got some news. We'll just take a look at the setup like this for now. I think in terms of a breakdown, that's what I'll be thinking about. So we've got the Chicago on the 4 hour here above 135.94. We've got point of control just above it at 137.98. So that'd be a key level to keep your eye out for as well. That point of control looks like it's tied to a volume gap. Yeah, so if this one does break to the upside, we need to get above this 136.26. Or even 136.13 to get into that volume gap, and then you've got room to the upside until 137.35, and maybe even 137.60 back to that point of control level. So there's some opportunity, not huge, but there's a smaller something there. Now, if you're thinking more, larger than that, then you may want to get some time on it. But I think Moderna does look strong to me. Actually, I've been doing some research on Moderna this week, so there is some pending stuff that could really send this one through the roof. I don't think that'll happen tomorrow, but Moderna does look decent. So short term. Now, on the day, we had a 2 down day, obviously very strong day, 2 down. So we're looking at a rev strap potential above 136.12. But again, point of control seems to be a major level here. So you got 138.82 as a key level to keep your eye out for if you're looking for that entry as well from the day standpoint. But yeah, 2 trigger points, Chicago and a rev strat could be something to take advantage of for tomorrow. I think I like continuity to the upside a bit better on this one. Still have the year to flip green, but as far as the other time frames, this one looks decent. I can work with that. Oh, of course. And it's a lot of energy. So, 1, 2. So MRO looks like the rest of energy. Not gonna spend much time on it, but then bullish. Again, sell off in the afternoon, or not even a sell off, but we just had some retracement in the afternoon. So we'll see if that continues tomorrow. So we have to check those futures on energy tomorrow, but my thinking, we have, once these tickers get to their grounding formations, and the MRO I might need to draw. I don't know if I have them all on this one, but it looks like to me from where I'm looking right now, MRO still has some room to the upside. So my thought process is, yeah, tomorrow you could get some more push to the upside, looking at potentially, we got a couple different levels. But looking at the 4 hour, looking at 2861 level for entry to the upside. But I'm also looking at the week candle like, man, that's a beautiful Momo hammer right there. But we may not be able to see that into fruition this week. And it might break. Well, 2891, it would need to break the Momo hammer. So actually it may not occur. So this may be one to watch for a swing next week too. Really looks solid. Let's see, Chicago inside. They ain't giving us much tonight, to be honest. Just gotta play whatever was stronger already today. So yeah. Outside day. Inside 4 hours. We're looking at Rivian here for Chicago. Yeah. 312 to the upside here. That would be above 3267. That's only like 17 cents. So it doesn't have far to go. To the downside, you'd be looking at like the 3219 level. I don't think that's going to happen. Price is sitting on top of a point of control here on the 4 hour. I will say, I would expect us maybe to get 312 to that upside. Potentially go, breach this broadening formation, but you can see there's a volume show here about this 33.43 level. So you got maybe close to $1, maybe over $1 if it reaches the top of that volume show. So yeah, I mean, you got maybe $1 move, if that, off Rivian before I see some real strong movement. You got the deep broadening formation and the volume shift in correlation again. So you should just have an expectation there might be some sell orders at that level. But yeah, Rivian looks good. Looks like it's gonna break. It's at a key level on point of control. So if there is enough strength, it might just break through that level and not even, it might do its retest thing, but it might be enough strength to just keep it rolling. And it's not bad. Yes, take a look at a few more tickets before we get out of here. I was gonna have more tickets to look at. Semiconductors. Similar to the others, off a major broad information, inside 4 hour. Not strong, but not weak either. So again, Right. So outside day, know how we feel about those. Got American Airlines and Southwest. We looked at Delta earlier. I mean, there's just so many inside 4 hours. They just trying to give everybody mixed signals. They don't want folks to know. It appears that they don't want folks to know the direction for tomorrow. But as y'all was just pointing out, futures is going rippy. So that's a good sign. So if that's the case, these upside moves that we've discussed would be in play in these different sectors. I'd be looking, obviously the chips have been the most frequent of like individual like subsectors, been all chips that I've seen the most of. Seen a lot of energy too, but spike can go crazy and still energy does nothing. So we'll have to see what actually happens with energy. We need to look at futures for that. And then I saw a lot of staples as well. So even Dame with the crowd play, all that stuff about futures showing strength, that's all good news for all those players. So those are things like, oh yeah, like confirmation. eBay, again, pushed through broad information, bought back up. Trade outside day. Hey. There's a lot of threes out in the street. So if you want to play this one to the upside, when we're sitting on top of a point of control, as well as the volume shelf, we're looking at an entry above 38.17 on the 4-hour time frame. On eBay, we are outside day. So but it looks like we closed above the point of control on the 4-hour and we closed below it on the day. We're still inside on, no, we are 2 down on the week, it looks like. Yeah, so we're 2 down on the week as well. So we'll see how everything works out tomorrow. This is not a bad one. Continuity looks really strong. It's in the direction we want to see it. So we just need to see that confirmation of price pushing up tomorrow, take advantage. But yeah, eBay may give us one tomorrow. All right. Take a look at XME. Hammer on the week, outside day. Hammer on the 4-hour afternoon candle, Chicago above 46.39. Sitting on top of the point of control. We said that a lot tonight, or I've said that a lot tonight. So then that leads me to got X 2 up on the 4-hour outside day, inside week, CLF. Not as strong. On point of control, just under its broad information. Chicago here, entry above 1551 to the upside. I don't think it's going to go down. So. And then the African Americans, AA, they've already gone 2 up on the week. Very strong inside day today. Looks like they came in contact with the first of the broad informations and showed some really, really nice strength. So that's where the money is in materials. Looks like the African Americans, they got a little cheddar right now. So we got the Chicago on the day here. Looking at a 312. African American on the inside of the moon. Okay. Dwindling down, folks. We've been playing the right stuff too. Like, all right, MGM. Take a look at MGM. They've been getting pulled down. Inside week, inside 4 hour, 50 quarterly broad information, and started to make a shooter. It looks like. We might have a 3-1-2 back to the downside here to the point of control, shorted to 30.06. Got some good chicken off of those 0 days, especially for a stock this low price. And if you want to go conservative, you can look at a 30.27 level for exit. That still is good cheap. Really nervy. You could target at $30.48 level after entry. Still give you a good cheap. So we got to see how price react. We know how we feel about the outside days up. So we'll see what happens, but I see more of a downside move. So we'll see what actually happens tomorrow. But if SPY's out strong and in force, then that could nullify some of those downside moves, or at least hold them up from falling. Not so much send them to the upside. Shout out to that boy Legacy on the win play. We smoked that one. Fire play this week. One of the pack plays. You know what I mean? So that was gangster. Really like the way that one played out this week. Very strong moves to the downside. Just still be trying to make his way down. So when I like this Chicago potential to the downside here below 57.03. We like that. Then you could also take a look at that target being today's low. And so that will just bring the day into continuation below 55.34, which is that target. So I think, this one looks really good to continue to the downside. I don't think I've seen back-to-back threes on the month, but that's an interesting one. But this one's going down. Yeah, we took a look at Delta, Christian. They all have the same setups though for airplanes. But yeah, Chicago setups, pull back in the afternoons. If the market's bullish, they'll be bullish. If the market's not, they just gonna track with the market. But the afternoon candle hit point of control and just got rejected back to the broad information on the month. And so we're looking to see how it responds to that in the morning. Does it reverse off of it and go back up immediately? Or does it gap down, push down below it? And so that's what we'll be looking out for tomorrow morning on that one in particular. I think I'm gonna just pull out one more ticker and then let y'all go. Let y'all have a good evening. So let's take a look at XPEL. So XPEL here has been trending down a lot of weeks consecutively. Wow, for 4 months straight, it's just been going down. Wow. It is crazy. So, XPEL, we are looking at a 212 potentially to the downside. To the upside. Entry would be above $9.21. We obviously see this weekly broad information here at $10. It is ambitious for a stock that low price. So that potentially could be what happens, but the continuity push to the downside, I do want to also take into account the potential for this one to continue this move to the downside. So also I'm looking at the downside move here below $9.03. And that initial target I'm looking at there is 852. I just need to throw a couple others on there, but there's not much down there to hold it up. So we might short that thing back to $1. I don't care. But yeah, the XPEL, that one looks good. I think I'd lean more towards this one being a short play. It just gave us a little green candle to make us think, to take something to the upside. But I'd be like, if I'm going upside, I'm gonna play something else. But downside, this one looks like we're just getting a TTO. And I think unless y'all got some more tickers, man, I think I'm gonna let y'all go. That's see what that RCL looking like. The watch list, the watch list ticker right there. Well, we did what it's supposed to do. So that one again, I think again, when it's not in season or anything like that, this one just needs, it has to have SPY for it to be really going up. Otherwise, it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. So so that would be my thought process on this one. I was bullish on it this week, so it did, it didn't make me look stupid, but I think this one still, it has a little bit more meat on the bone. I think it can push up to this $50 level, is my thought, but you do have a volume shelf here. Not $50 tomorrow. That's not what I mean. I mean overall. Tomorrow though, after entry, if you can get back into this volume gap, you could probably get up to this 46.89 level, something like that. So that's a $2 move, not bad on RCL. Nice for a Friday too. Don't know if you had taken that far, but that's where the volume got closed. So that one looks decent as well. But for the most part, Pat, it just looked like there ain't really, too much that's just like blaring out in neon lights, like play me, play me, play me. But we got some ideas. If anybody's willing, want to get on and share anything that they picked up today, that'd be useful. But other than that, man, I think I'm gonna let y'all have it tonight. East Coast people, trying to be mindful of y'all. It's 10:25, so speak now forever you'll hold y'all peace. If not, I'm gonna let y'all go. Get in here and rub.
Yeah, I think we good, man.
Yeah, it sound like it. Yeah. All right then, Pack fam. I'm gonna catch y'all in the morning. I get my watch list out and I get this video up and shared in the Discord here probably about an hour. It take a little minute for this thing to download. So anyway, with that, y'all have a good evening and y'all have a great rest of y'all night, and I'll catch y'all in the morning. Peace.
All right, peace.